Hey guys, welcome to today's 1/6 Galaxies video. Today we are going to be taking a look at DX23, that being the deluxe version of Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. And as you can see, this is the special edition. Thank you again to Jefferson Tan for selling me this. Originally, I was on the fence about paying the price difference for the silver stickered extra item, but because I chose not to do that with the Boba Fett and get the holographic items. But for the Luke, because it had the batteries, I was in the end concerned that Australian retail would still be affected by the way the batteries are. So just for those that are wondering, the batteries are still housed like this, and they were a concern with Anakin originally, the Snowspeeder Luke. So yeah, there were quite a few figures that were affected by the battery thing. And if you've seen the previous video I put up about the icon batch, then you will see that this item is indeed being looked at by Icon, or well, it had updated to be released at Icon, and then it just didn't go into stock when everything else went into stock, which made me think they are debating whether or not they need to do anything like they did with the other figures. Anyway guys, let's get into it and take a look at this figure. As we can see, we do have the Hot Toys Special Edition silver sticker, and then as per usual, we have a very black looking front of the box with the picture of the figure and the destroyed Dark Trooper accessory. Coming down, we can see that ribbon that we get. It does say DX23 Luke Skywalker Deluxe 6 scale collectible figure, and then we can see a picture of Luke holding Grogu there. So this is an actual slip cover, not a shoebox like we've gotten before, because this is a DX figure. It comes with a DX style box. So there is that side of the slip cover there, showing a hooded Luke striking the battle damage accessory. And then we have the other bit of the slip cover there, which just continues the information about the figure. So in typical DX style, once we remove the slip cover, we do get a very nice heavy duty box. So we can see a black and white style art this time. You can see Luke again destroying the Dark Troopers. Star Wars Luke Skywalker Deluxe version, DX23. We get the DX logo, the Hot Toys logo, and then on the inside there is going to be another where the tray comes. It's just going to say Star Wars DX Luke Skywalker Deluxe. At the back of the so the information does continue on the side there, and then the back of the box is just all your logos and things like you would expect it to be. Then continuing the layers, we do get the insert which sits above the foam. So again, it is black and white. It is Luke Skywalker again taking on the Dark Troopers, and then it's Luke Skywalker, and then you get a little blurb there, and it says Star Wars. Nothing special on the inside, and there's no little accessory or little tidbit at the front of this like there usually is. So Darth Maul had a keychain, the Batman had a schematic, Joker had a card. There's usually something. This Luke doesn't have that. Nonetheless, we do get a lot of awesome. So I'm just going to start at the lower tray that houses the regular accessories, and then we'll get to everything else. As I showed before, we do of course get the 6 batteries. That's going to be your issue with the likes of pop culture in terms of this getting released in Australia. We have the swoosh effect that we've gotten for a while now. We do have the light up hand. Of course, the batteries aren't in this, as you can just see. This is just a straight unboxing. I've literally just opened it. We can see the gloved hand, the lightsaber. So the batteries are obviously going to go in under the fabric wrapping here. I suppose the idea is that you slide the wrapping off to put the batteries in to then connect it on. We do get the little tool for moving the eyes, because it does have the per system, being a DX. Now, this Grogu is probably going to be my favorite Grogu because it has swap out hands. You can see they are very small, but the detailing is there, and the paint apps are there. So these allow him to do like a force gesture, similar to how the current or the previous Grogus have been molded. But as we're going to see shortly, they've actually changed up Grogu this time, and I really like it. We are, of course, getting the standard lightsaber, so the non-light up version. I've still got the blade inside as it comes packaged, but you can obviously remove it to have the off effect. But we can see very nice detailing on the saber as always, and we can see the little clip where it can hang off his belt, which is really cool. Now we are going to get an assortment of hands. So we get 5 glove hands in the tray, the 6 being on him. So we get this kind of, suppose either force motion / relaxed hand, depending on how you want to position it. You can see that obviously it's sculpted plastic, but it does look very glove-like, which is very nice. We get a gloved hand for holding the lightsaber if you're not planning on using the fist that's currently on the figure, or the light up hand. So that's something that's quite nice. This is going to be your more standard relaxed hand in the C cup style pose. So yeah, that's definitely more of your relaxed hand there. Again, you can see the really nice sculpted stitching. We're going to get this force kind of a hand as well in the glove. And then of course we are going to get the force pull hand. There we are, the choking / grip hand. Very, very cool. And then we are going to get an assortment of ungloved hands. So we're going to get 4 in the tray, and then the additional hand that's on him. So we get this kind of a hand. Again, really nice skin texture and paint up on the hand. We are going to get the force push hand. This is going to be the hand for cradling Grogu, I believe. And then this is the fist. This is the only thing I've done, is I've swapped the hand that holds the lightsaber out for that. So the hand that holds the lightsaber is currently on the figure. We do also get his black cape. I've also put that on the figure, so we will see that shortly. But here is the display stand to indicate that, to replicate the cruiser in Star Wars Luke Skywalker there. So that's the under tray. We also, under the under tray, we are of course going to get the diorama. It is actually really thick cardboard. I have nowhere to put it at the moment, but just to show you that it is folded up quite nicely. And this is probably one of the thickest dioramas Hot Toys has ever given us. So that's really nice. So that we can do that. Alright, so in the top tray, which is foam, we are of course going to get the battle damaged Dark Trooper. So we'll come in and take a look at that. So yeah, just wow. The amount of sculpting and that's gone into this. Like, you can see that this thing is just completely mangled. You can obviously use the batteries. It will give you a light up effect, a blinking effect, to make it look like it's appeared on fire. The eye should still be red. I don't think this arm here articulates. This one does to an extent, and the head does again rotate to an extent. Now, if you've seen the review or anyone's review on the actual Dark Troopers, you will know that this can actually be taken off the stand and you can actually put it on, you can swap out the torso on your actual Dark Trooper. So that's really quite cool. But yeah, just look at the mangled detailing on this. It's just insane. And the amount of production cost that would have had. So yeah, it's just really cool to see that they were able to pull off such a battle damaged look. So joining Luke in the top tray is of course Grogu. Now again, we can see that this is actually a new mold for Grogu because his arms are actually articulated. So you can obviously just show you there. So that's how they kind of have him in the promo shots. So him like reaching out in a hug type of thing, but you can swap out the hands to make it look like more of a force effect if you want to. But I just really like that these hands are articulated, because every Grogu we've gotten up until this point has had fixed arms. So we can see that the paint apps on the costume are pretty solid. I think the sculpt is probably something we've had similar before, but this is a really worried looking Grogu. But again, you can obviously swap this sculpt out for any of the previous Grogu sculpts, which is really nice. If you want to have a happy Grogu with articulated hands, you may do that. But yeah, this is really cool and probably now my favorite version of Grogu that we've gotten. Now, as I said, this is the exclusive version. So if you do want the silver sticker version, you are of course going to get the hologram of the cruiser. Doesn't look as nice as the character holograms, I don't think, but it's really well detailed for what it is, and I really do quite like it. I was talking to some of the other guys in the group that you could possibly have a rebel holding this, or even one of the Imperials checking it out as kind of well, this is where Gideon is type of thing. So yeah, that's really cool to have it. As I said, I passed on the Slave One hologram that you got with the Boba Fett. Yeah, I think it's quite cool. Alrighty, let's get Skywalker out here and go over his sculpt and costume. I am going to have the robe just to the back to start off with, and then we'll go over there. Now this guy is going to be a magnet for dust and whatnot, and straight out of the box he did actually have a bit of lint on him, but I suppose it probably just depends on how long he was in storage for. before I opened him up. So I think Hot Toys have done a really good job on the sculpt here. I don't know how I feel about the short hair, but obviously because of the pairs system and the way the hair is, it's like every other Return of the Jedi Luke that we've gotten previously, so you can swap out the hair pieces and give him that longer haired look if that's what you want. But checking out the sculpt, that is definitely Mark Hamill, and it definitely looks really good. So continuing down, we are going to have the all black tunic. We can see the belt and the clip where the lightsaber would go just there. You can obviously futz around with it. I'm going to futz around with it. Yeah, so you can see that this guy is just a magnet for lint, and it is pretty much how it was out of the box. Can see the all black boots, and then of course there he is on the display stand. There's your hand for holding the lightsaber. There's the fisted hand. So just turning it to the side, again, not really much to see because it is, like I said, it is pretty much just an all black outfit with the exception of the belt. So as far as the hood goes, or the robe that a lot of people call it goes, I think it does work really well. It's a nice, it's a heavier material than what we've gotten previously, and definitely I think heavier than what we got for the Return of the Jedi Luke, which is obviously like their first kind of attempt of Luke in this kind of an outfit. But you can see that it does come down quite nicely, and you can bring it down to hide his face, like a lot of people have done in different photos. So again, bringing it right down, and then you can of course futz that around. So you can have it the way that you want. But overall, I think a really nice figure. I will say, I think I am probably a little bit mandoed and looped out. Same with Boba Fett, just because of all the different variants that we've gotten. But I think it was worth it, simply for the fact that I think the fact that it is different with the all black, just showing off the back of that, you can see the undershirt. That's where it clips. So again, I haven't futzed around with that. That's straight out of the box. So I'll probably fix the belt up a bit. You can see the boots. The boots will give you some ankle articulation. I don't know if it will be a splitting issue later on, so I probably wouldn't do anything too drastic with the ankles. And of course, you probably don't want to leave this on too long. I've left the protective wrap there because my original Return of the Jedi Luke did have some slight staining from his original cloak, and so I would say this will probably do the same. So I probably wouldn't leave the hood on the entire time you're displaying this guy. But yeah, again, I would say that this is, if you're wanting to update or have the most up-to-date look for Luke before we get to the sequel trilogy, then this is probably going to be it. I very much doubt they'll do a Book of Boba Fett version. I mean, they may, because Hasbro are sure milking the hell out of this Luke. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, overall, I really like the sculpt, and I think with the longer hair, it'll probably look a bit better. But yeah, so again, it goes to personal preference. So yeah, just to wrap up, yeah, so I did obviously get this from Jefferson. There are still a few sellers that have them around. You can still get it from places like Toys Buying Agent. I'm not too sure what Wonderland's doing with theirs. But yeah, you are going to pay a bit more for the silver sticker. I will tell you that this was $5.70. So it was a fair bit dearer than what you can get it from Pop Culture for. But as I said, with the recent update last night, I'm not too sure when they're going to update it, or if they're going to update it. So if you have got this guy on order with Pop Culture, I would probably ask them about it. Otherwise, you can just wait it out. Nothing wrong with waiting it out, because they seem to eventually sort it out. It just takes a little bit longer than usual. And just quickly to wrap up as well, as far as other videos go, I'm hoping I have a clone trooper and a clone pilot in transit. I did get tracking from Pop Culture this morning, but that tracking hasn't updated yet. It just says pending. And I also paid my invoice for Jessie. So out of all the current figures that are in, you saw that I got Shang-Chi way early from TBA, because it was pretty much the same price as Pop Culture. I think Jefferson still may have a Shang-Chi that's a bit cheaper than Pop Culture at the moment as well. But yeah, of all the stuff that's come in, I really had no interest in Ultron. I don't need another Batman. Yeah, there's just so much that I don't really need, because I've got to focus on this, right? But I definitely had the Trooper, the clone pilot, and the Jessie. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, guys, this has been a look at the DX23 Special Edition Deluxe Luke Skywalker. Hopefully you enjoyed and found the information useful. Thanks for watching.